tackle them. Everyone.
You don't have to tackle.
Bob, listen to me. No, Bob, listen to me. Trust me. Look at me. Look at me, Bob. I'm the shortest kid here. Listen, it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're short, you're young. It doesn't matter if you're tall or hit. It doesn't matter if you're fat. It doesn't matter if you're tall. Bob, you are a brilliant rugby player. You understand that? You're insane. You're actually insane for your age. You're insane. Come here, give me a hug.
Best teammate
It's
ever.
alright?
Best teammate.
Really good.
Come on.
Come on. So come on. No one.
We all want to be better leaders. Everybody that's in a leadership role should at the very least want to be better every single day. I have always wanted to be a better leader. And each year I focused on becoming better because of a couple of key things. There are 4 things I'm going to share today that I think are really empowering to becoming a better leader, and 4 things that I've done. There are 4 things that I've tested, that I've failed at, that I've learned from. And the reality is, if you want to be a better leader like I do, then these are things that will help you. Number 1 is open-minded growth. Learning. Learning is key, but you have to continue to open your brain and learn. Learning comes in all different forms. For me, it comes in reading. I read every day. I read articles about my industry. I read articles about psychology. I read articles about everything. I read books about health. I am constantly learning on how I can be a better, more rounded individual. And learning is crucial to getting better as a leader. Learning can also be writing. Writing things down that matter to you. Focusing on your principles and your values. Learning what's important to you. See, this is why learning as a leader is something that could be its own video in itself. But today, just know that you have to be a learner. If you think you have it all figured out, you have learned nothing about being a leader. Being a leader is about learning every day, failing forward. Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn, as John Maxwell says. And the reality is, leadership is constant learning. Learning from your people, learning from your day, learning from our failures. So, crucial thing to be a lifelong learner. Number 2 is getting comfortable with imperfection. This is another really big, wide, huge idea. But why do you have to be perfect? Leadership isn't perfect. It's like parenting. If you've been a parent, you know that you can always look back on anything you've done and say, I should have done this, I should have done that, I would have been better had I done this. It's just being a leader to your children. It's no different than every leadership role you have right now. Leading your family is no different from leading your company. And when you lead, you've got to be okay with imperfection. Why? Because being imperfect just means you focused on being better and that you know you don't have it all figured out. I'm not saying you shouldn't strive for excellence, but when you strive for perfection, you have expectations that are unreasonable on yourself, your team, and everyone around you. If you expect something to be perfect, you're going to be every single day disappointed. And disappointed leaders are bad leaders. They're upset leaders. They're emotional leaders. Being a better leader for me was about being comfortable, more comfortable every single day with being imperfect. I am as imperfect as one can be. When I come to you on these videos, I'm talking to you about my own imperfections. I'm sharing the things that I've failed at, the things I've struggled with, the things that I've learned from. And when I say I'm becoming a better leader, I'm saying becoming in the future, not just saying I have it all figured out right now. Maybe I'm a little further ahead of you on the curve. Maybe I'm way behind you. Either way, we can learn from each other if we go back to number 1. And if we identify that we're imperfect and we constantly focus on that imperfection, that is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is know that imperfection exists and focus on excellence. And when you're doing that, imperfection is a part of the recipe. I'm more comfortable with being imperfect today than I've ever been. I don't know how much better that's going to become, how much closer I will get to being more comfortable, but I can tell you that it makes me a better leader every single day. Here's a big one. This is a great statement. Power is overrated. Okay? I think back to all of the mafia movies I watched growing up, and is it better to be feared or is it better to be loved? And this is a great question for anyone to ask. And there are times where you need both. But here's what I learned in my path to becoming a better leader. Power's overrated. I want people to want to make the right decision. I don't want to force people to make the right decision. Now, there are things I do in my career in compliance and other areas where there's no choice. You have to do it this way. And that is what it is. I'm not acknowledging the rules. Rules are rules. But here's the key. When someone says, just make them do this, you can, you're the boss. What do I say? That's not how we're doing it. I'm not making anybody do this. We were in a meeting the other day and we had a big marketing meeting and we were actually talking about our videos. And we were saying, hey, a great way to get some of this stuff out is just having all the people that are a part of our company get to be a bigger part of getting the message out. It's very personal. We do these all the time because we think that we can help people learn from what we're teaching and what we're sharing and what we're growing in ourselves, our own journey, right? Well, you could easily make people that work for you do things, but what's the point in that? Number one, this stuff is personal. If it doesn't resonate with you, why should you have to like it? Why should you have to share it? What I'd rather do is form a committee of people that do care, that are interested in giving us topics and titles that matter to them. So we decided to pull together a couple of people that might want to be a part of it and them share their ideas with us. That's not forcing a team to do something. That's not using power to make someone do something. It's really just sharing a team's approach, learning from each other, listening, resonating more with the team. Maybe it'll help me be a better leader as I'm actually listening to the very idea of not forcing people to do something. But I can tell you that wasn't always the case. I didn't always think that you couldn't use power in this particular spectrum of the conversation. Like I might have said, oh, there's only 5 of us. If all 5 of us just do this, then it's easy and we'll accomplish our goal. Everybody do it. Even if they respect you enough to do it because they love you, it's still the wrong approach. Empower people. Don't push power upon people. Empower them to be better. Empower them to want to learn. Empower them to understand and empathize with why this is important to you and everybody you're helping. Empowerment is way stronger than power. Remember that as you go on your trek to be a better leader, like I had to and will continue to do so as I go. The last thing is something that I have always had as a part of me, something that's a little bit different that maybe you are perfect at as well, or imperfect at, but maybe you feel really comfortable in this space. Maybe you struggle with this, but for me it's connection. I've always been in the moment with the person, in the project. Whenever I'm in it, I'm connected to it. And I believe that connection as a leader is mandatory. Connection to your purpose, but most importantly, connection to your people. And if you're not connected to the very people that work with you, for you, around you, as a part of your team, and by connection, I mean you care about them as humans, you care about them outside of work, what they do, how they live, what they want to do, what they want to be when they grow up, what their dreams are. Even if their dreams don't encompass you and your company or your family, you got to really connect with people. And connection is a key to any level of being a better leader. I've become a better leader in my company today by having Monday morning huddles and coffee conversation where we learn about everybody's weekends. I learn just a little bit more about everybody every single week. Our wins and challenges are something we do every single week. And the wins and challenges help me understand what's important, where someone's struggling, why they're struggling. At the end of the day, it also builds something even better. It builds a culture of connection. And becoming a better leader is connecting with someone not just because you have a mutual task. It's connecting with someone because you're two humans trying to accomplish something together. And it's very powerful. The power of connection is probably one of the most important things I've found in my journey of becoming a better leader. So if you want to become a better leader, take these 4 things. Connect with people. Empower them. Don't power through them. make sure that you are embracing imperfection. And remember, being a lifelong learner is mandatory to leadership. Learning is leadership. And that is the key. My 4 things that hopefully you can implement today and continue to implement like I am on my journey to becoming a better leader just like you. Thanks for watching. Like, share, comment. Tell us why this video matters to you and help us get the word out. And if you like videos like this, watch this next.